You took it off the...
Because it was making a tiny bit of noise.
Really?
Yeah, it was weird. So just to be sure.
Yeah.
Just to be sure. Okay, what's the show called again?
Two Guys Edit.
Don't yell. No yelling.
I'm sorry. Two Guys Edit podcast. It's been...
It's a joke. It's a joke.
I know.
How's it going, everybody? It's Two Guys Edit Podcast. I'm Nick.
I'm George.
I don't know what episode this is.
I have no idea, but it's been a very long time, so...
Time has possibly changed.
I've apparently aged 30 years.
No, you have not. It's okay. It's just me being me. That's
a nice way of spinning that one. You
So, yeah.
put something a lot meaner.
Oh, yes, I know. A lot of things have happened since some time ago.
I think we haven't recorded an episode since the fall.
Yeah, so
But right.
people have grown older and such like that.
Time
but
has passed, seasons have changed.
more gear has been bought and more things have been made. But yeah, and this is definitely not sponsored by Reunion Island Coffee Roasters.
No, you don't?
I
You
know.
don't want to sponsor them?
I don't know who they are.
You
All I
don't.
know is they might have made a paper cup.
Or they paid someone to make a paper cup.
They paid international paper.
To make...
That's made in the USA.
That's incredible.
They're called international paper. Most generic of all paper. International paper.
Well, it's not. This is not
Well, it's
like
non-generic,
national
yeah.
or local paper. It's international.
Yeah.
It's like an international man of mystery.
Right.
That's what they're going for. I can imagine
That's
it's like a Michael Scott type character. Be like, I have the best name for a
This is
paper
it.
company, the International Paper Company. It'll be a wild success.
But we're in the U.S. There's nothing international about the U.S. But to others there are. Whatever, anyways.
Yeah.
But I've actually started, since last time, I've actually invested a lot of time in podcasts, which is funny. More than, I would honestly say it's almost 50% video, 50% podcast now.
Really?
Like, yeah, over the past couple months. Like,
That's an exciting transition.
yeah, it's like from Trevor, like I listened to Trevor Noah, listened to like Harmontown just started again.
Yeah.
On the spot, a lot of the Rooster Teeth thingies were pretty interesting. And what else? Oh, and Star Talk and stuff like that. Very interesting to see how that format runs. Like those types of formats, like when you have the audio format, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like they kind of throw everything out the door in terms of like, because they don't have to think about video as much.
Nope.
So they just think of like
Pure audio.
pure audio, right? Like very radio-like, very like it's segmented. There's segments and stuff like that. And I enjoy that because there's structure inside of it. Even the ones that sound hectic, there's structure.
I know.
in them.
I want a soundboard where we have.
You want a soundboard?
Yeah, like I kind of want like get a soundboard so that we.
Oh, a
have...
soundboard. Speaking of soundboards,
Okay.
my audio interface, which is not a soundboard, it's just a general four-input audio interface, but when you buy an audio interface, if you guys don't know, you get software that mimics a soundboard on your computer, but you have to have a laptop or a desktop in order to access these functions because all there is little knobs.
Yep.
And this morning, funny enough, like my audio interface just went and made a loud sound, and I was just like, and I unplugged it and plugged it in, and it worked. But I'm like, I don't want this happening anymore because it was so loud and it just bothered me. So after I think 7 years, I'm gonna retire it. And I'm gonna get instead of getting an audio interface, I'm gonna get a USB mixer. USB mixer that has special effects inside of it, so you can do like
I'm just thinking
weird
air
voices,
horn.
air horns, yeah, yeah, blip blip blip, pew pew pew, like all those new.
Oh God,
that's all that's missing in any content video. Pew pew pew. Like, that's all you need. Somebody doing that.
I know. Oh,
I don't think it has that, but you can actually probably mimic it to a certain point, but you have to do it yourself.
Yeah. Well, you
You can make stuff. But I don't want to have a laptop. Like I just want to have now. I used to use mixing boards so much, and I took it for granted in the digital world. So I'm gonna I think I'm gonna try to get like a Yamaha one that has like everything there. So if I don't need to bring my laptop, I just bring my audio interface to record what's happening through that. Yeah. It can work without the USB. Like it can just work. So that's what I'm gonna try to.
That's a smart move.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit bigger, but
yeah.
It's okay, and it's still going to be portable, and I don't need to bring a laptop if I ever do on shoot. Like I want to, if I'm doing a live concert, that's in a place that already is the sound I'm looking for. If it's in a church or in a place that I'm like, oh, this is the sound I actually want to record, and not, I can just mix it all there.
Yep.
And then it's done. Like
Yeah.
as soon as it's on a card, I now edit it with video
Yep.
right away instead of putting it through an audio, like like any of those audio, like through Audition or any of those types
Yeah,
of
it
programs.
just
Then yeah,
ready.
it's already mixed.
I
Like it's
know.
already there. So
I think we've both been on that like trend of like basically trying to find workflows where we do everything live and then we can just walk away, just pat.
yeah, totally,
Like,
absolutely. Yeah, you've been
yeah,
you've
like
been,
I have the live switcher now. Like
yeah, you have a whole you have a television production, and
Yeah.
or live show
well,
production.
like getting there.
Live show
It's getting
production.
pretty close.
Yeah.
In all honesty, it's
You don't have the tripods that wheel around, so you can.
I don't have a dolly system yet, but
or a
like,
set that can have the room for that.
Yeah.
And a cameraman. Like I don't think you really need that. Like I've seen many
Yeah.
shows that just stay
well, I wouldn't.
stationary.
Yeah, it's like I wouldn't want to set up like a 3-camera angle like sitcom scenario.
right.
That just seems boring and plain. So like
Totally.
yeah. But yeah, it's just like being able to, because I keep on hating, like not having time to edit in a way, which is hilarious for this, considering what
Right.
our
Yeah.
podcast is called. But
Right.
it's like hacking that where it's like we can just get to the storytelling.
Right. Well, this is just basically the spare ribs of what we do. Like
Yeah.
it's just that, and then doing this type of thing. It's just there's no editing involved in it. Just like it's just a yeah
Show up.
yeah.
I know.
But in terms of like for shows and stuff like that, and anything inspire you lately? Because I know like that you watched anything you watched since the fall that like grasped your
That's a
view.
good question.
Anybody
have been-
new or old that you've
Well,
kind of
one something that actually did inspire me was the commercial for the Apple HomePod. It was made by Spike Lee, and it was
Okay.
like this like elaborate 3-minute commercial where it's
Okay.
like it's cinema quality. It's
Okay.
like I have been inspired by like there's a lot of like very incredible storytelling happening in like the commercial space away.
Right?
But like yeah, so this HomePod video, it's like
Rest in peace.
regardless.
Yeah, but as what this is,
That's what this is. But basically, it tells a story of like someone that's depressed, but then like they come home and like obviously like they like the product placement is the like the HomePod,
Right.
but it like it becomes a complete intricate choreography of this scene where it's like what they did was like the room shifts like when she moves like as a dancer like the room actually shifts and expands and it grows. It's like I was looking at that, I was like, man, like the intricacy of like actually shooting that and must have been insane. And yeah, that was beautiful, like that kind of thing.
I didn't see it, but I think just
Yeah.
how you're saying it, like, just concept wise, I'm sure. Just
Yeah.
how to get to that type of concept, just getting it to paper and then getting it to
Yeah.
reality is
Well,
like something.
Yeah, I think what inspired me on that front was more seeing something where it's so artistic and like you're cramming everything that you need to in only 3 minutes,
Right.
which is so difficult. And then add this, take that, like obviously it's a commercial, so it's like it has to feature the product in a little bit, but
course.
it's really not about the product in a way. It just like it
No,
just happens that
Apple commercials were never ever about the
I know.
product.
But
Yeah.
it was just interesting to see it. Not gonna lie, Dear White People, like the second season.
It's a series by now. Okay, we're done with the series.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah. It's okay. It's a good. Yeah.
Yeah, it just because like I'm thinking again, it was like visually stimulating. Where I think that was something that recently a good friend of ours, Gavin, name dropping him right now. I think
You should get cards and just drop people's names with the cards.
Oh my god, that'd be
Just
incredible. No,
have
it's
a
like
pile of names.
I've just been like chatting with him a bunch. It's also like where I've been working for the last little bit with on a TV show. Everyone has kept on like we just kept on hearing where it's like, hey, we're in a visual medium. Don't say the story, like show the story. So it's like it's been trying. Like, I think I've been starting to watch content a little bit more and thinking about myself, just like how do I show this visually, not try to show it because like I think it's also just how I grew up with editing. It was always about content wise. It was like, okay, what's the story like? just put into a soundbite, get that. But now I'm like, okay, let me like use the medium to its potential, where it's like actually, how am I showing this without like the visual is the thing that speaks for itself, and just let that speak. And I think that's what I've been thinking about more and ruminating on. It's also again because I like with working on a short film, same thing where like I remember we're still in the editing process right now, but like we did a first cut and then I wasn't happy, but then like we did a second cut and then I realized like we just cut for content wise, and like we try to keep the storyline that we had originally, but then it wasn't thinking about what the visuals are speaking, like letting the visuals breathe a little bit. So that's been what's been on my mind lately on that front. What about you? What's been inspiring you? What have you watched?
I'll look at my history right now. Because the problem with me and with my brain right now lately is that I'm thinking so much of different things is that I don't want to remember things. Not that I don't want to, it's just I don't feel like I have the time to remember something. So I always have to.
I feel that I felt like I've just been like almost
That's not what I want.
chasing away burnout.
Right. Oh, chasing away burnout. I don't feel like I'm chasing away burnout. For me,
Okay.
I don't feel that's not for
I'm
me.
glad.
But I think burnout hasn't come around for me. Burnout hasn't come around for me in a long time. Thank goodness. Where is that thing? I want history. I hate the YouTube app for iPad sucks so much. Oh, it's here.
I feel like this
in
could be
library.
subtitled as Apple products.
Oh no.
Not that great.
Who is this guy? I don't want this guy. I don't want to give him any cred. Who is that? There's so much good stuff. Like, Dan Mace is all right. You know who Dan Mace is? It's like the protege of Mr. The one that we shall not say his name.
Oh, now I know what you're talking about. That was all you needed to say.
He should literally be the Voldemort of YouTube. He's a nice guy, it looks like, but he should be the Voldemort of YouTube. People shouldn't say his name.
I think like it's almost he's the Voldemort before he became like a snake-like creature. Like
I guess so. Yeah.
If you're going really nerdy.
Yeah, if you want to go really nerdy, yeah.
Voldemort or
there was so much.
Tom Marvolo Riddle.
Riddle.
He was seen as a very slick guy. He was very attractive. It was stated.
Yeah.
So what?
Well, like the podcast, like I said, a lot of the podcasts have been amazing.
Yeah.
Just for structure, think about structure and stuff. It's really interesting. Yeah. We just finished Marcella, which is a really great British series by Netflix that just came out. Series 2 just came out. Really well done, story-wise. I love that. Like I said, Dan Mace, I think he's way better than Neistat. But, like, he has a lot of problems. Like,
I'm also now just
conscious content is what his new motto is. And I feel that, I don't know, I feel it's a very weird thing. There was one really great video that I saw recently that just blew me out of my seat. But like I said, my memory
your socks.
Yeah, but there's like I said, the balance between YouTube and This Is America was really good. This Is America
This is America
blew me away, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
The way that was done was pretty sweet.
The intricacy of it.
Yeah, pretty interesting.
Yeah. No.
There's so
much. Like This Is America, like when he performed it also at
on Saturday Night Live. Yeah, that was really well done
incredible.
as well.
But yeah, no. I also just love how Donald Glover he just didn't give answers to anyone. He was just like, we made it.
Yeah.
Just
consume
it. Take what you want out of it. But like, I'm not gonna explain it. I was like that. So much respect for that man.
This Guy Edits did a thing which was really amazing too. This Guy Edits, he did a series. I don't know if it was a series, but he went to an editor studio and like did a behind the scenes of a show that's done on television and met and talked with the lead editor and then the assistant editor and how it's run. It was really probably his best video he's ever made. That was really good. He's really a great really great. Yeah. Who else? I know Jane Jarvis, or what's his name? I think his name is Jarvis Johnson. He did a lot of great vlogs type of thing that about like burning out and about leaving YouTube or leaving Google leaving Google. A lot of leaving Google videos were on my feed for some reason.
Interesting.
And
Is Google the new BuzzFeed?
Nope, not yet.
No, but like with all the leaving, you know.
Oh, it was always leaving. A lot of people always left. I always saw videos like that for like 3-4 years. People always leave Google. Yeah. It seems
Well, yeah,
like
it's a
the thing.
huge company.
Right. Yeah.
But it just because like I remember like I don't know for a period of months the why I left YouTube video trend was a thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly. Oh, and I saw that thing that Gavin recommended the medieval Martha Stewart.
oh yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh.
So good. Very creepy, but super good. Super sad the
Yeah.
story, but it's very well done. And that was good too.
So check it out. It's apparently it's a guy.
Yeah, in
Who is-
Virginia or something that
Yeah.
literally is into medieval warfare and stuff like
Yeah.
that. He was an ex-military guy. I don't want to spoil it. Go on Vimeo. It's super amazing.
Mhm.
You have to see it to
Yeah.
believe it. What I can't believe is that Gavin only saw 4 minutes of it and he had to stop watching it because he had to go and do something. I'm like, I couldn't even leave my seat.
You're
I was
glued.
like, what?
Yeah.
What is that? TechLinked is a new thing that just came out of BC. TechLinked, bless you.
Thank you.
Linus Tech Tips, funny enough, but TechLink is such a great news show for tech. It's crazy good and it's
Yeah.
comedic and it's better than anything I've seen on YouTube. It's very there's so much junk. And then Hank's channel put out a lot of cool stuff recently, but he was just a lot of rants because that's my whole. There's a whole.
Yeah.
I have a whole paranoia. I have a whole conspiracy theory about him and
That's fair.
and the Vlog Brothers. Whenever it's 1 month before VidCon, he does that where he just does crazy rants and wastes time, and it goes on my feed all the time. Oh, and I saw this was the best episode of something I've seen recently was Alex French Guy Cooking.
Yeah.
You know that channel, Alex French Guy Cooking?
Uh-huh.
He goes to Naples and he
Okay.
does virtually 99% of it is all filmed by himself, trying out real Neapolitan pizza. And he goes to the 3 best places, and then he shows videos to the chefs of how he makes it, and they rate his pizza, and he doesn't even get a
incredible.
5 out of 10, but he
No.
But he
Like-
tries real, and he does this all by himself. It's very, very high quality.
Mm-hmm.
No cameraman. He does it all by himself. It's one of the best 11 minutes of video I've seen this year.
Yeah.
For a person like that, that's crazy. But there's so much stuff. Yeah. A lot of good series and stuff. That's pretty much that's my
Yeah. Your contribution.
yeah, that's my contribution of that little part.
I know.
And then I know we've contributed. I know we both accumulated gear
We have.
and used stuff, and
I don't know. You've been using the Spark a lot.
yeah, just a little bit. Not that much. In the winter, I used it a little bit. I have a lot of stock footage that I've been neglecting to put up, but there's a lot of stuff. I got to pick up on the other channel that I'm working on a bit, but yeah, it's cool to use that thing. It's really interesting. And I spoke to even somebody last week. There was an event that happened, and there was a guy who had a drone. Or I was the one with the drone there, and I flew it up and.
You always the guy with the drone. at these
Yeah,
events.
but there was other
Always.
people. There were other people with drones, but
Yeah.
they didn't know the rules, and they were so "Why are you doing that? You're not allowed to do that." I'm like, "You can do that." You're completely allowed.
Yeah.
And I showed him my papers. I always show him my paper. I say, "These are the rules. These are what you can do," and it brought light to them. I'm like, they didn't even know about them. Don't you check Transport Canada? Don't you check these things? These things are up to date all the time. And now it's I see their Instagram now full of drone shots crazy. Over the past week, so many.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see how that is. And I know you got Ronin, you got the Black Magic, which is what's happening, which is
The
what
Ursa.
overkill podcasting video camera.
I
But
like
it's
the
good.
overkill.
It's fine.
Again,
Is it a full sensor? No.
It is a full.
That's a full sensor. That's a full sensor. That's
It's a full
ridiculous. That's
sensor.
ridiculous.
We're not really doing anything with it because it's right now recording as just
Oh, the lowest? That's
Proxy.
good. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Proxy's the best.
I know
Okay.
ProRes proxy
That's fine.
1080p.
That's
Like we're not doing any raw shooting.
The thing is, though, is that thing. It literally looks like this. Like it's an impressive camera, but it just looks like
Yeah.
a little mini tank. Like I
Yes.
would never take it to any third world country, or you'd be put under arrest.
Probably.
Because we're like, what is this? Is this some type of spy device?
I know.
You can't. You can only go to first world countries with that, and like people are just too scared to even steal it because it's just a weapon in itself. You can like
It's just
knock somebody
compact,
out.
which I like. It's
Compact, yeah. Like it's the
compact
same.
enough.
It literally is like I just like the Varicam by Panasonic is literally the same size minus the hand grip, like but they're all built like out of like metal, you know, like it's something, you know.
It's something else.
Yeah, but you like it? Yeah,
I love. Yeah, man.
that's
it's
cool.
Beautiful camera.
Oh yeah. Oh, I want to go back to one last thing.
Yes.
Best sound I've ever heard in a whole year, and we should definitely tag them. Is the art of photography. We should tag them in this video
Yes.
and everything, and in this podcast because they did when Sony did their Sony event thing a month or two ago. They invited like everybody but us, which we shouldn't. Like I don't think I should have been invited, but at all. But these people got invited, and he did a interview with a Luminous Photography or something like that. I forget his name, but they literally just was in the forest, two cameras set up with a shotgun mic just like this, and the sound was incredible.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how amazing it was, and it just blew me out. I was for 21 minutes. I was like, "What is going on?"
I remember,
and they were
like-
just shooting the shit.
Yeah, you
I was
were
like-
telling me about this, and your mind was still blown.
Yeah, because it's just listening to them. It's just
Yeah.
like they're just talking like normal. Like there's no. It's
as if there's no mic.
And it was like the veteran was like there was a veteran, and
Mm-hmm.
then this guy he's kind of new in the game, and it was just like listening to people shooting the shit, and I was like, that's amazing, you know, pretty cool.
That's what more conversation should be like.
I guess so, but and it was sort of segmented, but it was still quite well done. I think they were in an inspired mode because they just came. They were
From
just
the event,
they were
yeah.
in that event for 2-3 days or however long it was. So yeah, that was that. So that was quite interesting. That was just sound wise. I couldn't believe how good it sounded. I even emailed him and texted him, how'd you do it? I'm like, did you do it this way? Because it was all there. You could even see everything. I'm like, did you guys have clip-ons? Did you have anything? What was going on? He's like, no. I'm like, you guys were outside. How'd you do that? I'm like, and then I literally mimicked.
Magic.
Then I literally mimicked the same thing because he had the exact same mic I had, exact same interfaces. I was just like, oh, it does sound like that. I'm like, that's pretty nice. Like, why overthink it? Like, you know, it was pretty interesting. It was purely content. It was purely interesting subject matter, and it was pertaining to photography, but it pertained to like just it could be pertaining to video as well. Yeah, so that was really good. I just wanted to jump back to that. Sorry, but yeah, I like the Ursa. So you like the Ursa?
I do. I love the Ursa. It's
You have what, 3 of them?
no, not yet. No, because I did get a B cam that is a Blackmagic. It's the 4K micro.
Oh yeah, you did say you got the 4K micro.
Yeah, I got
that's
the 4K micro. It's a sensor in a box. It does. You can't even record internally. Like it has to have an external recorder to make it work.
So you put it out. You have an external recorder.
Yeah, I have an
And
external
is the
recorder.
screen with the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, but it's again, it's just it's used a lot of times in reality TV where it's just like a hidden cam.
All right. But it can do the same as this 4.6, huh?
4, just 4.
Just 4. It can do 4K.
Yeah, no, but it's
Cool.
for me it's interesting because it then what I've been putting into the Atom live switcher so that I can also live color correct. So like for live events, I do sometimes do live streams. So it's
Yeah, you don't want to edit it after. You just want
I
it
don't.
out.
I
You just
want
it
it to
out.
be done and
It's out in the world after a live
exactly.
stream.
But it's still like at the quality that I want it. I don't want it. It's not like I want to like just like put a USB camera and then shoot something. It's like still want to put the effort in.
Yeah. No. But even a USB camera can only feed out a certain
Exactly.
amount, and the sensor's super tiny anyway. So.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's really
That's it,
no other
yeah.
really good gear. Did you use the Ronin?
The Ronin's good. It's because I have right now the Ronin MX, which with the Ursa is a little bit of a bitch.
Okay.
It doesn't really fit. But it's still like I've used the Ronin before. It's a great piece of gear. I am excited to use it with the micro because the micro was a later purchase, but
Okay.
I think that's going to be a good fit. Also wireless. Wireless video feeds. So now, like with external monitors, I can actually have a feed out. I'm basically just creating my own indie studio house at this point with all the gear. Literally today I was on set, and then I was like taking note of every piece of gear that they had hooked up to an Alexa. And then I was like, okay, I'm getting close. There are some things that are missing, mostly the grips, like the lighting. That's also like that's a whole other world in a way.
Yeah, big props to Grip Tips. If you ever want to know about video of Grip Tips, go to Grip Tips YouTube channel. He doesn't know who we are, but god damn, that's one great channel.
I know.
It's one of the best video. It's the most underrated. Like it's like what like I think the film. What's that one? Film Riot. Like Grip Tips should have been like Film Riot should have been Grip Tips. You know, like. I don't like.
The man is so raw. It's great.
Oh my god, he just doesn't give a crap, and he just gives out so much info and
incredible knowledge.
And it's like gripping is actually pretty damn affordable. Yeah. Like when you look at it, it's just nobody thinks about blocking light out of a window or doing different types of like. There's so much extra stuff. Like when you see trucks, like right lately in my area, just down the street, they're doing there's a government building that's being completely quarantined off for a film shoot, and there's like literally 5 trucks full of grip to control all the lighting in that building the way they want to. Yeah. You know, it's but I don't think you should I don't think like you need like a full truck worth of stuff, but like if you're really into to do a real independent film and get some interesting stuff, as long as it's not, if it's like drama and all those things, you need grip stuff. You need to make an image. You need to make you need to sell the fantasy.
You do. Like you need to manipulate the light.
Not everything is creep. You can't just like creep. You know what I mean? Like it's you can't just if everyone made films like Creep, like it'd just be boring. Like that's why there's only that. But like that's why if you're making a drama or if you're making a comedy, you have to have. If you're going to use real sets, you got to have grip. You got to have stuff like that because if you build a set, that's just it's so much more money, so much more time, and then it's less grip, obviously, but you still have to use grip in the end result anyways. Yeah. So, that's Grip Tips is an amazing channel. But, are there any podcasts that you've... that
I've been listening to?
Have you turned on the podcasting, or have you just been...
It's one of those things, like, I go through phases with podcasting.
Okay, I guess I'm still in my first phase.
Yeah, because in the latest phase that I was on, I basically just consumed Gimlet Media.
What's Gimlet Media?
Gimlet Media, it's like probably the first, I think it's the first private podcasting company. Yeah, so it's like high caliber podcasting. So the first season, the first show that they ever produced was called Startup, and the first season was.
Startup.
Yeah,
I know this one. I remember. Yeah, I've listened to Startup.
Of course. So for the people who don't know, Startup followed the founder Alex Bloomberg and his journey of creating Gimlet Media. And then so like they have now produced. I think they're at like in their teens of like shows that they produced. Most of them are just like more like talk shows, but where like each has a specific topic. But like, so like the last one I listened to, I think, not Homecoming. Homecoming is their drama one. But there's Mogul, which was really cool, where it's about like a hip hop legend who like died mysteriously and all I forget the story now. But it was more like a deep dive into like understanding hip hop and rap and like understanding that community, which was like for me is completely foreign to a certain extent. So it was very interesting. But they just have good hosts. Like Reply All is like their show about like they have a show about the internet, and it's great and it's nerdy and it's interesting in its long form, and I can see how they structure it, and it's very it's well produced. It's NPR level because Alex Bloomberg was on Planet Money, for example. So it's that's when I listen to podcasts, it's like at that caliber.
Nice.
But again, it's like S-Town. That's like
sure.
It's the one podcast that I think blew my mind where like I listened to it the first time and I was like, this is what podcasting should be almost all the time.
There's so many different types of ways podcasting can be done so well. Yeah. And what I admire about it a lot is that most of the time, well, unless they hide it very well, the editing is either minimal or or none. But when you can't even hear, like it's pretty amazing. But I got Idiot's really good too. Idiot with Chris Hardwick. Yeah. Pretty amazing. But Harmontown is just fucking menocidal mayhem.
Well, it's Dan Harmon.
Yeah.
The man.
Yeah. It's
I don't know
someone
if you've
else.
seen the documentary he made
Oh
about
yeah,
Harmontown.
yeah, I saw Harmontown when it first came out. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's a very...
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see how that
I was-
where
yeah.
the following is coming from. You know how
I know.
people. Yeah, it's interesting.
It is.
Mm. But yeah, that's and there's gonna be more on the horizon. You know, that's pretty much what's happened, I guess, lately. I know.
Yeah, I feel this has been the update.
No,
Episode.
that's not
A
calling
little
up.
bit.
That's not calling up the
Okay.
episode. It's just another episode.
Fine, it's just an update. Well then,
It's like time hasn't gone by. You know?
Yeah.
And there's more to come. It's just a slice of life. We should just call it. This guy edits slice of life. That's pretty much it. You know.
yeah.
But there's gonna be more to come. I'm hoping we can.
Do this more regularly.
Yeah, well, it's summer. Summer usually kicks us into gear a bit
Little
more,
bit
and
more.
there's you know, we're
There are
gonna try
things coming up.
to yeah, totally. There are things coming up, some events, and also, well, might even add. I was thinking that we can probably even do a short film on the channel. And then do like a behind the scenes of how we edit it, and then do a live stream live stream edit.
I like
You know,
that.
like
That's
because there's
interesting.
know the Linus guy, Linus Tech Tips editor did like a 9-hour Adobe Audition tutorial live stream,
Yeah.
and it has like 4 million views on it. I'm not saying we would get 4 million views, but what I'm saying is
That's
that
insane, yeah.
showing the entire process,
People love it.
people just want to see what it's all about. I think more and more
Yeah.
people want to also people want to see content that's even more relatable, like
Yeah.
not conscious content like what some people are trying to do right now. I think just showing process,
Yeah.
complete process,
I like
and then I think people, not all the time obviously, but
When you can.
yeah. So I don't know, something I was thinking about lately that we can possibly do, and
down.
how the editing could work and stuff. And we also did the thing with Gavin. We did
Yeah, the first episode.
the first episode of a series of episodes interviewing other filmmakers, which is very
I
interesting.
know.
Canadian filmmakers.
I know. Talking about the balance and
Balancing in life, yeah.
set life balance.
Yeah, so life balance, yeah. That's what the series is called. Yeah, we just didn't mutter words like we're possessed by
I
demons, but yeah, that's so.
Well,
that's,
you're not
yeah.
possessed by demons.
Yeah, always.
That's what I thought.
Always.
The demons.
Yeah,
They just
the demons,
always are
yeah.
on my shoulders.
Yeah, that's it. So
Yeah.
we're gonna definitely gonna try to do another one soon. TBA for now. But yeah, and this has not been sponsored by anything, as usual, but it's been sponsored by our love and dedication.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's how we sell it.
Yeah,
We live off of love and dedication
yeah,
and coffee.
yeah. I also got to figure out where, if we even use Pippa anymore with this one.
I will figure that out.
I think we
You want to give it?
do or don't, because I think it's under my iTunes Connect account now. I think I migrated it.
You migrated it. Okay.
I might have. We're gonna find out, but it's
Great.
definitely on YouTube. That's for sure. But
That's
I
all
don't
that
know if it's on
matters.
the
Yeah.
iTunes. So yeah, I'm Nick.
I'm George.
Thanks, guys. Hopefully this was great. See you later.